I'm waiting on them to call me and to let me know that I'm actually doing a show. Because I won't know that until the board ups call me. But I've decided to take myself somewhere that I've already been once before, but it's going to be harder than I'll get out to get back to. But if I make it, so the title says creating space. What does creating space mean? In the context of self-defense, that means you're probably going to be really close to the assailant. They're either going to be coming at you from the side or behind, occasionally maybe dead on. But in order to get certain things in play, you're going to have to be able to create space. Now, the context here that I'm using about creating space, I'm going to use tools in this particular instance to create space. Primarily, I'm going to be using knives from Skallywag Tactical. That is the non-serrated Karambit. I have 3 different types of knives: folder, Karambit, and then a dagger. And they all have 3 different kinds of application time. I mean, there's there's going to be some where a lot of people carry one of these in their day-to-day. A lot more people carry folders. We're going to talk about that. The whole goal here is I'm not a knife fighter. Now, when I think of a knife fighter, I'm thinking of a little something like this. The way Skallywag Tactical actually realizes their knives is not in the most traditional vein. You know, a lot of people would go this way when they're talking about a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
But that's not always going to be the case. So, let's examine space, how to create space. I'm going to have to go somewhere to learn that. This is just sort of an introduction to it. Let's talk about these knives. So first things first, they call themselves Skallywag because they sort of think of themselves in the same tradition as back in a far gone day, pirates did completely unconventional operations. They did things bound only by their imagination and possibly technology at the time, but they operated under no set of rules, sort of becoming the precursor to the traditional spec ops that are out there today. So Skallywag, that's where that comes from. First up, let's talk about the folding knife. This is just called the Skallywag Tactical Folding Knife. It's also called the Privateer. It is a very easily deployed knife. It is made entirely of steel. It is easily the nicest folding knife I have ever owned. It comes with a nice Skallywag Tactical logo on the side of it. It is made out of D2 tool steel. It has a steel body with titanium coating. This is a really nice knife. This is probably the knife most people are going to carry, would be the folder. It has a nice little clip on it. It is ambidextrous. It can go on either side. So whichever way you would need to run it, you can run it. That is easily the best. I mean, I can't tell you enough about that knife. That's a really nice knife. Then we're going into a little bit more of the speciality, We're going into the type of knife that you see a lot of people using maybe in video or in movies. And we're talking about a Karambit. Now, this is purely a fighting weapon. And the way it comes from Skallywag Tactical is really quite nice. It comes with a very nice Kydex sheath, an M-lock connector, which is adjustable for angle and everything else. The non-serrated one is a very clean blade. and it is everything you want a Karambit to be. It is single-sided, okay? This side is, for the more seasoned Karambit handler, they might look for a double-sided one. This one is made out of 440C stainless steel. Going to learn how to run one of these as well. And then probably the most highly specialized of all the knives would have to be, I believe this is known as a 440 Seed Dagger. Now, this is a knife that is meant to be a stabbing tool. And to that end, it has no edge whatsoever. It does, however, have a very nice point. See if it'll focus on that. There you go. So this lends itself to stabbing. And this would be, it has a nice little loop right here. You can wrap your hand entirely through it and have the entire stabbing apparatus, the business end of the knife, or whatever you want to call it there. This will supposedly penetrate level 3 Kevlar. This would become a tool that I would probably just strap to my plate carrier and just carry it for those really special times. So, in all likelihood, me personally, I'll be carrying this. In other instances, as just walking around daily, I might be carrying this. And if I'm carrying this, well, things have probably gone pretty bad. So the problem becomes, who do you get to teach you how to knife fight? That's always an interesting question to ask, except I have the answer for that one. I'm going to be going to my old friend Jason Korol at the Greenville Academy of Martial Arts, Jeet Kune Do instructor, and he just wrote a book called JKD Way of the Blade.
Go 1, hit, pop, pop, pop.
So I'll be going to him. He'll be teaching me how to knife fight. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something along the lines of basics, so that when I show it, it'll be easier to retain, easier to run, and just easier to do. So next time we talk about this, it'll be in the confines of the Greenville Academy of Martial Arts. To find more about Skallywag Tactical, go to skallywagtactical.com. You'll like the prices. You'll love it. Trust me on that one. I am out of here.